did you get that on your hand?
Well, we had stormed into the chambers inside, and there was a young lady who rushed through the windows. A number of police and Secret Service were saying, get back, get down, get out of the way. She didn't heed the call, and as we kind of raced up to grab people and pull them back, they shot her in the neck, and she fell back on me and started saying she was fine, it's cool. And then she started kind of like moving weird, and blood was coming out of her mouth and neck and nose. And I don't know if she's alive or dead anymore.
And how did you get back out of the building?
Riot police came in and started ushering us out with their sticks.
Where did you enter the building and where did you exit?
Other side with the scaffolding. We tore through the scaffolding through flashbangs and tear gas and blitzed our way in through all the chambers, just trying to get into Congress or whoever we could get into and tell them that we need some kind of investigation into this. And what ends up happening is someone might have ended up dead. And that's not the kind of government we can have. People have to do something about it. I can't.
If you need any help at all, EMS is right there.
I'm not injured. It could have been me, but she went in first. It was one of us.
Thank you for telling us your story.
Yeah. Just make sure people know, because this cannot stand anymore. This is wrong. They don't represent anyone. Not Republican, Democrat, Independent, nobody. And now they'll kill people.
Who are you saying will kill people?
I don't, police, congressmen and women, they don't care. I mean, they think we're a joke. $2,000 checks was a joke to them. You know, there's people filming us, laughing at us as we march down the street. At the Department of Justice, there's a man in the window laughing at us, filming us. And here it was a joke to them until we got inside, and then all of a sudden guns came out. But I mean, we're at a point now it can't be allowed to stand. We have to do something. People have to do something, because this could be you or your kids.
Her name was Ashli Babbitt, and this report is dedicated to her. What's going on, guys? MK Electric. Sunday the 10th of January 2021. What a start to 2021. You know, I'm sure that there were some paid provocateurs in the crowd. There always is, but I believe that most of these people did what they did just because they're fed up, and rightfully so. Not just about the election, but about a lot of things. This woman, Ashli Babbitt, was murdered. 14-year veteran of the military, only to be killed by her own countrymen on Capitol Hill. I'll put all these links. 4 dead as Trump supporters storm U.S. Capitol. By the way, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find all this week's madness. I'm just thrown off by everything that's happened this week. It has been an emotional start to the year, has it not? Hard report for me to do. I'm just going to try to do it how I usually do it. I'll put links to this. Apparently 4 people are dead. She was murdered. A couple more people died. There's a U.S. Capitol police officer killed. There's a clip they keep showing on CNN of a police officer being smashed between 2 doors. But never will CNN play the video of Ashli Babbitt being murdered. No, they don't want to show you that. President Trump concedes to Joe Biden, condemns supporters who rioted. He got up on Twitter before he was banned, told everyone to go home. Mr. President, you told these people to come to D.C. just to tell them to go home? You coward bastard. Members of Trump cabinet discussing invoking the 25th Amendment. They want Trump out. They're blaming him for everything that went down in D.C. U.S. records more than 4,000 dead in one day from COVID-19. That's other news. I want to talk more on what happened in D.C. first. I was going to make a video on that topic specifically. But, you know, the kind of things that I really want to say, I can't say. Not only on YouTube, but on the internet. We're all thinking the same thing. We all know what needs to happen. Every single one of us does. Anyway, on with the news. 4,000 dead in one day. Apparently, COVID numbers are going through the roof. CDC has not seen emergence of highly contagious U.S. variant. Oh, but when I first bookmarked this, CNBC, this was a different story. If you read the URL, it says CDC COVID Task Force warns of possible new. Now they're saying it's not. But if you scroll down here, let's see. So noted, however, that there's probably many variants expect it to mutating. You know, that this would have been said. This stuff is just the beginning of it, folks. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Zero Hedge. Rate of adverse reactions to COVID vaccines already 50 times higher than the flu shot. We got Britain orders door-to-door. Look at this. Opens door to mix-match vaccinations. Apparently, if the second dose of vaccine is not available, another one maybe. They're just mixing and matching That is absolute lunacy. How can you substitute one for another? You're supposed to get 2 shots. They're saying, well, if the Pfizer one's not good, then you can have the Moderna one, whatever. What? It's 2 totally different vaccines. Portuguese health worker, 41, dies suddenly 2 days after getting the vaccine, be advised. And down in Miami, a 56-year-old, a perfectly healthy Miami doctor died of some blood disorder connected to the shot. Over to financial news, how the stock indexes fared on Friday. The Dow, look at this, gained 56 points to close 31,097. With all the madness going on, the Dow's at 31,000. And I apologize this week if I'm off my game. I'm still so emotionally tied up in the knot over what we've witnessed in the past week. And I see a lot of people online talking shit about these people. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about people. These people had balls. These people had balls. They stormed D.C. They made our little Congress critters run and hide and duck and cover and hide under desks and shit. I'm not going to sit here and talk shit about any of them. Anyway. Financial news. Stocks rebound after Mnuchin walks back refusal to support Biden's $2,000 stimulus plan. Be advised, $2,000 checks may be on the way. Twitter suspends President Trump's Twitter stock has fallen. Removes all previous posts. Stock is dropping. Put a link. I got some more of that coming up in the police state news. I'm just all over the place. I apologize. U.S. sheds 140,000 jobs in December. Put a link to that jobs report. What do we got here? Second stimulus check. If you haven't gotten it yet, the IRS gives new guidance on missing payments, and I got one from the Gateway Pundit. China launched a massive social media campaign in March to get countries to adopt stringent coronavirus lockdowns and destroy their economies. I wouldn't doubt that at all because there's so many levels of shit going on right now. I mean, who can make sense of any of this? Over to New World Order and Police State News. This is where I stop and ask you to share this video. Very important stuff. Stuff we've talked about all these years coming true. Check it out. Twitter permanently suspends Donald Trump over his tweets. Over how his tweets might be received and interpreted. The entire real Donald Trump account is gone. All past posts. The President of the United States. Not only on this account, which is gone, but he tried to tweet out on the POTUS account. Twitter took those tweets down right away. Think about this. No matter what you think about Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America cannot get a message out to the American people. This is unprecedented, people. No matter if you like the man or not. I don't. A lot of you know that. But that doesn't matter. It's just like when they vanished Alex Jones. Whether you like Alex Jones or not, what happened to him was wrong. And what's happening to the president right now is wrong. He's being silenced. It's not right. Zuckerberg says Facebook and Instagram blocking President Trump. He can't use their service. He's being deplatformed just like Alex was. All over the place. Parler, those of you who ran to Parler thinking it was going to be a good alternative. Nope. Parler suspended from Google Play Store. Faces imminent ban. I think today they banned it from the Apple Store. I don't have the updated link, but that story came out. And another story I just saw that I think their Parler is hosted by Amazon. Amazon's pulling the plug on Parler. So unless Parler comes up with its own server somehow, the entire Parler website's going goodbye. Straight up censorship. This is corporate. This is the New World Order controlling the narrative, controlling what you can and cannot see, can and cannot talk about. The real power structure of the planet. I'll put a link to this. FBI has already put together a list of MAGA most wanted from yesterday, considering adding President Trump. MAGA's most wanted, all these people are wanted. Now some people say, well, some of these people were agitators and this and that. So the Horns guy showed up at BLM. It could be. Some of these people, they probably are paid agitators, but I believe in my heart that most of these people here are just people who are fed up and have righteous anger to march into the Capitol building and I gotta watch what I say, don't I? The very fact that I have to watch what I say is a problem. I believe Republican members of Congress who have incited they're calling it a domestic terror attack. They're calling for all of the Republican members to be ousted. Put a link to this. Check it out. Going on in the background, they will use this. Oh, you know they will use this for gun control. They have labeled everyone who participated a domestic terrorist. Do you know what that means? That means under the Patriot Act, they could legally vanish you all to Gitmo and nobody can ever see you again. They'll take you to a black site and you're not allowed to have a lawyer. Under the Patriot Act, if you're deemed a terrorist, they can disappear your ass. Well, you know they're going to go after the guns. H.R. 127 to provide for licensing, firearm, ammunition, possession, regulation of all kinds of gun control stuff. There's one right there. Health experts say lockdown in Quebec long overdue. Let's switch to some other news. That out of Canada. Meanwhile, up in Canada, Canadian police storm illegal gathering of 6 people. The police go into a private home, say break this up. Police chief calls for power to enter into homes of suspected lockdown breakers this side of the UK. Well, they're already doing that over in where is this now? Scotland. Scotland goes in under the pretext of COVID justification to go into a home. I mean, Jam Noise put out the video. Check it out. Fauci says he's sure coronavirus vaccinations will be mandatory in institutions like hospitals and schools. Oh, so am I, and everywhere else. And I got one more, because I know I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist, right? In 1967, the CIA created the label conspiracy theorist to attack anyone who challenges the official narrative. But as it turns out, CIA, we're not all crazy now, are we? Over to World War III news. While everything else is going on, Israeli airstrikes rock Damascus at the moment that all eyes are on the U.S. Capitol, that from Zero Hedge. Washington orders U.S. aircraft carrier to remain in the Middle East amid Iranian tensions. We got this here. Iran issues Interpol arrest warrant for Donald Trump over some I can't say the guy's name right, killing, that guy they killed. I put a link to that from The Independent. FAA, now this was something that didn't happen. I sent this out on a tweet. FBI and FAA looking for breach into air traffic control frequencies after threat was made flying a plane into the Capitol on the 6th. Soleimani, that's his name, to avenge Soleimani anyway. They got this, so that didn't happen, so maybe that's still coming. I don't know. A plane went down in the ocean just yesterday morning. I don't have a link on that, but maybe it didn't go down. Maybe it's going to be used for something else. MH370, where are you? South Korean flag tanker seized by Iran. Seoul demands release. That from Reuters. We got scientists believe U.S. Embassy staff and CIA officers were hit by high-power microwaves. How does it work? I'll put a link to that. Julian Assange won't be extradited to the U.S. on spying charges. Why has he not been pardoned? Why has Edward Snowden not been pardoned? All this stuff. And President Trump, why have we not learned the truth about 9/11 or any of that? As you said you would. This was an interesting story. I thought CCP soldiers can be killed by using remote control device in their helmet. Apparently, the Communist Chinese Party can kill their own soldiers if they think they're compromised. FCC issues EAS. Is World War III coming? Is something else coming? EAS Enforcement Advisory. This came out on January 7. That's an interesting read. And Pelosi asked Joint Chiefs about preventing Trump from launching the nuclear weapons. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news. We got some big ones this week. I got it set up for 6 points and above for the past week. 6.1 on January 8. 6.0 on January 8th. We had something on the 7th that looks like it got scrubbed. On the 6th, we got a 6.2. We got a 6.1 on the 3rd. We got all kinds of earthquakes. The rock and rolling's going on all around. I'll put a link to the data. Check this out. Hospital's COVID-19 center evacuated after sinkhole swallows parked cars in Naples. I thought that was somebody. First, people were reporting that a bomb went off, but I imagine it was pretty loud when that much ground gives way. Maybe it was the aliens. Mysterious trapped energy shut down Tel Aviv neighborhood. What? That from Haaretz? What's going on there? I don't know. Let's see. Apocalyptic omen for the new year. Dead birds fall from the sky in Rome. They got video on that. New York Post says a Harvard professor says an alien visited in 2017 and more are on the way. I want to believe. Speaking of aliens, 3,600-year-old ancient giant hands were recently discovered in Egypt. I thought that was interesting this week. Put a link to that. And over the past week, 5 Republican lawmakers have suddenly died. What? Or being taken underground, because I still believe there's a big event coming, whether it's blackjack or whether it's an asteroid or whether it's something. Oh, people. We got another representative has tested positive coronavirus. I don't know who that is, but I'll put a link to that tweet. We got U.S. Attorney for Northern Georgia abruptly resigns for unforeseen circumstances. Reminded me of the movie Deep Impact. And one more. Who is Tanya Roberts? I don't know, but it was reported that she died this week. Well, nope, she's still alive. I'll put a link to that. Because maybe they're going to fake her death and they just released the story prematurely. Anyway, over to strange and bizarre news. Bare-chested Trump supporter with horns takes over VP Pence's seat in the Senate. I've seen a lot of crap on the internet about this guy. He was at BLM or whatever. Maybe this is some sort of, ritualistic. It is what it is. Still very strange, in my opinion. I'll put a link to that. Argue in the comments. Frankville man had multiple guns, ammunition, and gasoline bombs at D.C. rally. I don't believe this shit for a sec. Show me these gasoline bombs. I think this is just a fabricated story to make up this domestic terrorists. Parade viewing stands dismantled near White House as Biden team seeks to discourage immigration crowds. Like anyone's going to show up anyway. You want to know what we've been through all this, haven't we? Let's just get through this video. Purdue lost. Speaking of voter fraud, Purdue lost 30,000 votes right on the screen. Right here, somebody recorded a clip of the CNN. This thing, okay, 774, 723, 742, 323. Later in the video, how did that happen? I don't know. Let's see. Cuomo won't get the vaccine until it's available for the hardest hit. Yeah, right. All of the other, whatever. CNN's Chris Cuomo, his brother Fredo, Mark's Rubio's faith. Mr. Bible Boy has a Bible quote for everything. I'll put a link to that. LA ambulance crews now have to ration oxygen. You telling me there's not enough air? Give me a break. That from the Daily Beast. The Mass Nut Job posted a video of a man harassing man on train for drinking coffee. If you pull this up, there's mass Nazis everywhere.
Look at the conductor.
Yeah, wear your mask because you're drinking your coffee. Explosions and gunfire reported in Pittsburgh. What? Apparently somebody was running around the neighborhood throwing bombs everywhere. Put a link to that. And one more in the strange bin. Denmark debuts new children's TV show about man with huge, uncontrollable penis. Okay, why not? Anyway, for all of these, please check my favorites. Man, there's a ton of fresh information over here. I just can't thank everybody enough who's still making. Look at this. We got Suspicious Observers. Put a good one out. We got Nubiru Shock. You're still around from back in the day. There's an old school YouTuber there. True Stream Media. Do you see what I see? This 24-minute video actually brought me to tears. I'm not ashamed to say that. She is just so powerful in her words and how she brings everything so real. Pelosi says she asked military to ensure Trump doesn't launch the nukes. They got all kinds of. Check out my favorites. All kinds of fresh news up over here. Just thank you to everybody who continues to put up content. You guys are doing awesome work. My shout outs this week have to go to everyone who's bringing attention to the fact that something's very wrong in this country, not just with the elections, but with the lockdowns, with all of this shit going on. I'm not giving a shout out to Distress, but just whoever took this photo and posted it of the upside down American flag flying at the West Virginia State Capitol. That is a very accurate description of where we are right now. The inverted American flag means distress. Shout out to the White House Chief of Staff posted this video. Listen, we hear you from the West Wing. Thank you. Listen. I just feel encouraged by that. Are people finally coming around to all this shit we've been talking about for 10 years, that there's something very wrong? You lost both sides. Shout out to these guys. Let me play a little bit of this video.
You fucking protect the Constitution. So you lost both sides of support. We had your fucking back, but we ain't got your back.
Police officers, military members, anybody in a position of authority, please wake up. Please wake up and see what it is you're involved in. Video that really puts it in perspective. Shout out to the people who stormed the U.S. Capitol. The American people aren't going to take this shit any longer! I'll put a link. Please check out the full video. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you'd like to report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, it's the worst of YouTube. You never want to see it, and please rate it. Helps move around. You can also follow me on all my links below. Make sure you're following me on BitChute and Gab in case something happens to my account. Because I'm not asking it, I'm not trying to incite violence. I'm not trying to do anything like that. I'm just saying, everyone knows what needs to be done. I ask myself, when I watch people scaling the walls of the Capitol and rushing in, I ask myself, what would the founding fathers of this country think if they saw this moment right here? What do you think the founding fathers would think? Write it in the comments. Like Sacromaniacs, Doc used to say, this country was founded by dangerous men. Are the people who stormed the Capitol dangerous? Absolutely. And that's a good thing. That's all I got. You guys take care, stay safe, remain vigilant. Who knows what's coming next? I will see you on the next one.